establish a preventive safety and health culture in the country through elimination of the incidents of work-related injuries, diseases, fatalities, disasters, as well as to enhance well-being of the employees in all sectors of economic activity in the country. The policy has, however, enhanced the employment rate and reduced fatal accident in organization. Government of India has already taken steps for drafting labor codes on occupational safety and health and working conditions, which contains provision of setting up a National Occupational Safety and Health Advisory Board for further betterment in this domain. Now coming to Vision Zero. Vision Zero and the concept behind it has a significant role, and it is instrumental in shaping out the occupational safety and health culture at workplace by fostering the culture of leadership commitment, involvement of workers, and continual improvement processes. The philosophy of Vision Zero is that all the incidents and accidents are preventable with adequate planning and preventive strategies. In recent times, the advancement of technology, several digital solutions like Building Information System BIM, virtual reality, artificial intelligence system, wearable products, etc., can be incorporated with business operations to improve the environment across the industries. Let us keep in mind that high standard of safety and health at workplace not only remain helpful in meeting compliance obligations, but it also protects and enhances company's reputation and acts as an influencing tool in organizations' sustainable growth. In order to encourage industries following exemplary occupational health and safety practices across the country, Indian Chamber of Commerce has started ICC National Witches Awards in 2009. I am glad to say that it is in 4th year. The award has made a significant impact, and we are very happy to note that the interactions from various industry representatives that corrective measures, as suggested by the esteemed jury members during the discussions, have been incorporated, and positive and tangible benefits have been accrued owing to such interventions. As chairman of the ICC OHS committee, I am very happy to note this development and achievements. This year, we saw more than 50 applications from across the country. The awards have been shortlisted on the basis of final scores from 2 levels of evaluation. Companies scoring more than 80 marks have been adjudged with the platinum category. 70 to 80 score has been adjudged as the gold category, and 60 to 70 score has been adjudged as silver category. This gives a scope for all organizations to further improve their scores in the next edition. We are also trying to collaborate with academic institutions, universities, and organizations and professional bodies to bring industry and institution partnership at a higher level. Without taking much further time, I would like to once again welcome all of you in this program and proceed for the further deliberations. Thank you.
Further, I would request Dr. R.K. Langovan to please deliver his address today at the program. Okay, so over to Dr. Langovan.
Good morning. Hope I am audible and you're able to hear me.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank the organizers for inviting me to this 4th ICC Occupational Health and Safety Conference and Award. recognizing best practices in occupational health and safety.
Am I audible? Sir, please unmute yourself. You are muted, sir.
Sir, you are on mute. Sir. You are on mute.
Now, okay.
Please.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, now it's okay.
Echo is coming. I will again repeat it. Sorry for the technical snag. We have about 363,442 factories at the national level. And of course, we are employing about 20 crore workers are employed. 20 crore and 2,98,387 workers are employed. Out of which 30 lakh are women employees. We have 1,050 fatal injuries in factory. Total injuries is 3,882, which includes fatal accident. This is the data pertaining to the year 2020, which is available in the standard reference note issued by DG And award, there are two components. One is regular conferences really helps in bringing the professionals together on a platform and giving awareness and knowledge to the stakeholders. I've seen the faculty, most of them are known to me and they are the subject experts. And coming to the theme of the conference, this is regarding the best practices on WOSH and how to recognize them. This is an important subject for anyone to think about it because today the best practices need not be costly practices. It need not be inventions. It may be a simple proposal, but still recognizing them and making them spreaded among the fraternity, safety professional is very much important for ensuring safety in it. And from DG faculty side, we have taken a lot of measures to see that the best practices are recognized. We are coming out with a 6-monthly magazine called Indash News. And we have given a specific chapter on best practices. We collect from industries, collect from workplaces, state dish for publication in the manual. So my first request to all the delegates present here is, if you have good best practices, please share to us so that we will publish it in our 6-monthly magazine so that it can be spread among the people. It's appreciable if we all work together in bringing the concept of best practices in workplaces. In fact, if you see the invention of science and technology, with the advent of the improvements in the field, you'll find the things are keeps on changing. It has come to the era where we talk about PPEs is one of the important issues which all of us know need some specific input from us. They are trying to be ergonomically designed, but at the same time, 100% ergonomics could not be ensured in terms of person protection. Then we try to look into the best practices in terms of smart PPEs, how the PPEs can be made smart, how it can be integrated with other technology so that it becomes highly ergonomic, as well as providing safety and health without any compromise. Then we come across the internet, IoT and IIoT, which is very important. We have a lot of data we generate in a workplace, and how this workplace generated data can be utilized in terms of providing safety and health, in terms of forecasting the failures that may occur, and how this IIoT and IoT things can be utilized for promoting safety and health. Then comes you might have heard of it, like artificial intelligence and machine learning linked systems. We come across, in fact, Wiki is organizing a 3-month course on VPS on virtual mode, and DigiFaculty is extending technical support to this course. And you will find the CCTV camera of the system of a particular plant can be linked to artificial intelligence and machine learning programming. And the CCTV camera can capture the deviations by recognizing them, like not wearing PPE, not putting a chin strap, not putting an overcoat. This can be captured by the CCTV camera coupled with AI and machine learning and programming. And without, or I would say, without any use of manpower, with the technology, we can get the entire data on our table. I've seen companies who say, sir, every day I get about 600, 700 deviations on my table. So the point of discussion is that now you see the BBS, behavior-based safety, observers, and then data collection and training the observers. There is always a scope that the observers can be replaced by your AI and ML systems coupled with CCTV or even drone. And they can give sufficient data where you can sit and analyze, and you can immediately intervene the systems. The Honorable Prime Minister's office, Prime Minister had given specific importance to drone technology, use of drone technology. And Ministry of Labor and DGFAS in particular, we are working on how this drone technology can be used for enhancing occupational safety. It's interesting to note that we have done 2 drone studies in one pharmaceutical industry and one LPG handling industry. Then with the support of IIT Delhi, and then we found that the drone can fly, flown in a particular factory without any time or wasting any time, and you can capture the video, and that the video can be utilized to find out what has happened. From the drone, we could find out some people who are sleeping on a truck, which is not possibly seen through your eyes when you are on the ground. We could see the manholes or of the tanks, overhead tanks kept open, and so on. There are so many issues. The time is very less, and the technology helps you to run the drone complete factory. And the videos available, undisputable evidence. Both the management and the inspector can verify the fact, and immediate interventions can be done. Otherwise, what happened to catch? For example, we also worked with industries like refineries, and we found that the drone technology can be clubbed with the NDT, so you can do non-destructive testing at any point of time, at any height. And drone technology can be used to access areas which is very difficult for you to access, confined spaces. There is no need for sending a human being, which can capture the photos, internal surface examination. And also it can be flown to a height where chimneys are there, big heights. And then you can find out how these workplaces is maintained there, whether the materials are properly stored or not. We can also see this, again, this drone technology can be used to study a construction site, which is there for a vast area. And it can also move vertically to the top floor and intervening floors. So the technology, the best practices you see, to conduct the same inspection or audit or survey by a human being, then it may take so much of time. But whereas it can be done within a short time using the drone technology. So the best practices are evolving every day, I would say. And it is a necessity that we should spread it among our safety professionals, industry people. And as I already said, best practices need not be a costly practice. It can be a simple, novel, and systematic procedure which can help the industries and safety professionals in ensuring safety and health. I would request the ICC to take it forward, capture the best practices, possibly share to us so that we can try to display them in our website, and we'll also sensitize them among the workers. In fact, you must be knowing that we always work on the concept of train the trainers. During the ACAM, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav program of last year, we have taken an initiative to train the workers. We have trained about 1 lakh workers on the national basis at free of cost on occupational safety and health. And as per that, we also trained the contract and casual laborers in the hazardous industries and construction sites. And we have also taken up the construction site, explained the people on the PPEs, how to use them, what is the safeguard, what is the advantage, and so on. We would also, I need to mention here that currently DigiFactory is working on the construction safety aspects also, because we have been mandated to do it during last year. And therefore, we have come out with certificate courses for 15 days courses for excavation, work at height, and lifting tools and machineries. So there are plenty of best practices which need to be given focus, and we need to capture them and we need to publicize them for the benefit of the industrial fraternity at large. With this request, I once again thank the organizers for inviting me to this conference and giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts. Thank you very much. Wishing the conference all the best. Thank you.
Sir, we have taken note of your request to collate the best practices, and we will send them to you in a proper format so that you can use it further. May I now request Mr. Alok Mukherjee, former chairman of FLACT India Limited, to please deliver the keynote address.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, my friends on the dais, and ladies and gentlemen. It is always a pleasure to come and speak to in an ICC event, seeing the people who are really interested, who matter. They are all here, almost, most of them. I can see many faces that I know. And also that this gives an impetus to a particular movement within the country, which is always needed in every case and also in case of occupational health and safety. Some time back, a gentleman asked me, and I must admit that inside I hung my head in shame, and I couldn't answer it properly. He said, Mr. Mukherjee, so much of work has been done, or is being done. People are waking up now on climate change, on sustainability, and I can see the large companies, at least they are doing a lot of work on this. You are involved in this very much, you've got awards and all that. But do you think that we are giving equal attention to the micro instead of the macro section? Are we seeing that all our workers remain healthy? Are we seeing that all our workers remain safe? I told him that yes, there is some lacking in it, because he said, why is it so? I said, I have no answer to your question. The only thing I can say that talking about climate change, decarbonization is glitzy, more glitzy than talking about occupational health and safety. Maybe that's the reason, but that was only in a joke. But it is obvious that sigma, your people, makes your company. And sigma of all the companies makes what is called the nation, India Inc., as we call them now. So it is not equally important, but it's so important, occupational health and safety, that it must start. If your workers, your employees, your staff are not safe enough, not healthy enough, you can't expect the nation will go up when you add sigmas. So this is importance of this is so much that probably it will be superfluous to talk more about that importance. But then we have to talk about everything. Naturally, we have passed through the awareness stage of environment. We have passed through the awareness stage of climate change, global warming, etc. We have also passed, I thought, on occupational safety and health and safety, but unfortunately, probably it is not the case. So, one mistaken conception still is there that occupational safety is when something happens, an accident, that you suddenly wake up and see that accident doesn't happen again. But this is, of course, a wrong conception, as occupational health and safety encompasses all aspects of working conditions. One of the major key points I have seen in all this is management commitment. Actually, it's two things. One is management commitment, and another is workers' employee participation. These two are the things which will make or break your effort of occupational health and safety. Another critical component is training. You cannot expect a person, an employee, to do his best on occupational health and safety unless he has been trained properly. And you have to recognize what are the occupational hazards that can occur. It will vary tremendously from sector to sector, from company to company, from factories to factories. But you have to recognize, find out what are the occupational hazards which can occur. And of course, discuss this range of hazards which can occur with your own people, with your own management staff, with your own workers. The extent of this problem is worldwide, probably a bit more, not a bit more, but quite something more in the developing countries compared to the developed countries. We have to accept that. But there is no reason to be, because we have so brilliant people in our companies and shops that they know what to do. Unfortunately, because of a lack of either one thing, worker participation, or the second thing, management commitment, they cannot proceed further. So these two are very, very key points. So occupational health and safety is a discipline. It's not just a few rules and regulations. It's a kind of a discipline, a scope involving many, many specialized fields. And in its broadest sense, it should aim at the promotion and maintenance of the highest degree of physical, mental, social well-being of workers. employees in all occupations. It is not just physical. It has, most certainly, it is also mental, and it is also, of course, it is also social. Social well-being, mental well-being, and physical well-being. All three are involved. The prevention amongst workers of adverse effects of health is caused always mostly by the working condition. The protection of workers in their employment from risks resulting from factors adverse to health is one of the key management responsibilities. And I'll tell you later on an idea which most of you may not like, most of the other people have not liked. But I'll come to that later. The placing and maintenance of workers in an occupational environment adapted to physical, mental needs have to be listed and disclosed. Disclosure is the most important thing. You see up there, ICC's theme of the year is governance. And disclosure is one major part of governance. Governance in everything, governance is also occupational health and safety. So, in other words, we say that the occupational health and safety encompasses everything. A social being, man as a social being, men and women as a social being, as a mental entity, and a physical entity. All these must be taken in consideration when you talk about occupational safety and health. So, poor working conditions of any type have the potential to affect employees. We know that very well. Many people have taken many actions, no doubt, but I doubt whether it is enough. I don't doubt, I have no doubt that it's enough. We have done everything. No, we have not done. All of us have not done what we should have done. Unhealthy or unsafe working conditions, we know what has happened because of that in various places. We are all aware of that. Whether the workplace is not necessarily always indoor. If you look at the construction worker, if you look at the agricultural worker, if you look at the mining worker, their workplace is outside completely. But even that outside has to be made as good as inside. And that is what the workplace safety is all about, workplace health is all about when you talk about particularly this type of construction work or agricultural work or mining stuff. Even in office, we thought it happens only in the factory. But even in the office, unless you take proper precaution, your employees can be exposed to gases which are harmful. There can be ergonomic disaster, completely wrong designed furniture and other operations within the office. So it is everywhere. It's not just within a factory, it's within the factory. It has been estimated that the indirect cost, this is a WHO estimate, indirect cost of an accident or illness can be 4 to 10 times greater than the direct cost. Medical costs and all that. There is nothing compared to what is the total cost in terms of loss of GDP, loss of nations earning totally, if you take them in total. So both workers and employees are informed about health and safety risk in the workplace. That is a must. There should be an active and effective health and safety committee. Well, the word committee raises eyebrows. The committee, I think better that you don't take, I don't say committee, I say task force. But there should be 3, 4, 5 people responsible for what is happening regarding this team only. Workplace safety, occupational health, occupational safety. There must be a group made responsible. This is an ongoing process. The goalpost is always shifting. You cannot say that I have done my work. No, it's not possible because new things are coming, new processes are coming, new methods are coming, new people are coming. So it's a continuous process. Those who are in charge of it have to maintain that it's a continuous process. So occupational health and safety encompasses, as I said, social, mental, and physical well-being. And poor working conditions are a very bad reflection on the company's good name. If one customer comes and walks around the factory, I think it was Jamshed Irani, the ex-MD of Tata Steel, he has said once and I agree with him totally. He has been a friend of mine, that if I go to a factory and see things lying here, there, skelter, here one heap, there one heap, creating problem for people to move. I see a canteen floor completely flooded, people can sleep there. No quality, no excellence can come out of that. And I totally agree with him that it is absolutely true. So today the employers have a moral and also sometimes legal responsibility to protect workers. But why should we need law? Moral should be enough for all of us, that we should do this in our interest, in their interest, in nation's interest. So we should not, we have laws. We have plenty of laws in this country. Unfortunately, they are not always complied with, but we have plenty of laws. But then why should we need laws? Why should we have to need laws for our own people, for the good of our own people, to do something good, do something better? Why the hell on earth we should need rules and laws for that? So work-related accidents and diseases are very common in all parts of the world, but as I said, most probably it is a little more in developing countries. So there can be various types of hazards depending on the operation. It can be chemical hazard, it can be arising out of liquids, gases, solid, dust, fumes. We can have physical hazards due to noise, vibration, unsatisfactory lighting, radiation, and extreme temperatures. We can have biological hazards, or bacteria and viruses, and infectious waste and infestations. Psychological hazards result from stress and strain, of course, and hazards associated with non-application of ergonomic principle, badly designed machinery, mechanical devices and tools are another thing. If we look at the accidents in general, the health and safety in the workplace has improved. And most industrialized countries over the past 20, 30 years, we have to do much more than that, what we have done, but we have certainly done something all through the last few years. It is also estimated that about 250 million occupational accidents occur every year in the world, out of which 335,000 of these accidents are fatal. Since many countries do not have the infrastructure for reporting such things, these numbers are definitely lower. It cannot be higher, it is definitely lower than the actual numbers because everybody don't report. I have talked about management commitment, and apart from that, one other thing must be noted, that specific factories have specific problems. Like, for example, asbestos. Asbestos is gone, so asbestos should not be there theoretically. And also maybe silicosis. There are plenty of people who are handling silica in their operation. The silicosis is a very dangerous hazard for this. I have seen operations, you have seen also, that the operation looks to be designed that there should be an accident. I'll give you an example, very simple example. You have all seen it. Very high-speed cutting wheel. You are cutting either metal or wood or plastic or polyvinyl chloride or whatever. And the whole thing is made in such a way that the wheel is turning at a very high speed and you are pushing a sheet, metal or whatever sheet, and your hand goes to this and the wheel is turning there. So you are inviting people to cut off your thumb, and thumbs have been cut. I've seen myself. I have seen I'll tell you an incident. I went to an aluminum company once just to make a visit to the factory. And I saw a chap, pot room is very high, those who have seen aluminum factory, and a chap is working high. I asked my site manager, so who's this? Our people? He said, yes. I said, look, he is wearing the safety belt, but the safety belt is not hooked. So what are you doing? Bring him down. Please ask him to come down. So he came down. Then I told the site manager, stop all work just now. Just now. I said, let there be hot. Then the owner of the plants, that was at that time a government company, now it's a private company, came running. What are you doing now? We'll have a complete strike in our hand. So I said, please let me have this, and I assure you that it will be much better from tomorrow. Maybe we'll have a half-day strike here. So there was a strike, and around 4 p.m., I was sitting there in the factory. 4 p.m., the union people came. Sir, they have taken our salary for the day. I said, no, I have not taken. You have taken your own salary because of the fact that somebody at home always needs you. Wants you that you are back in the evening, today evening, tomorrow evening, day after tomorrow evening. What are you doing? You will not be seen, you will die. And actually, in that place, it said there was a disaster later on. A chap was working and he touched, there was a crane in the pot room, and he by chance, although it's guarded, the bus bar is guarded, but he put his hand inside something, fell a screwdriver or something. He put his hand inside it, touched, dead, on the spot, fell, dead. So these are the things that we must spread more. That somebody, your wife, your children, your parents, they want you back in solid health. The company must do whatever they are supposed to do, but they also must do. This is a big problem. Nowadays, I see that, of course, it is probably less than what it used to be before, but it's still there a lot of these things in there. And this awareness must be embedded, implanted within the minds of everybody who are working. Today, there are risk assessment software, which you identify risk earlier with certain inputs, which is EWS or early warning signal. Similarly, we have health and safety software available, which ensure process safety, assess risk, protect people and operation. So I would suggest that we carry out a third-party audit for all risk-prone operations in any company. Third-party audit with the experts, and then circulate. Be open, disclose what is the audit report. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it horrible? What is it? And try to take actions so that you can go better and better. If we really think about it, carefulness costs you nothing, but carelessness might cost you your own life. If you always remember this, then we'll be always careful. But unfortunately, you don't. So here is the question of the leadership. You have to expect the unexpected. You have to expect that the man will go up and will not hook up his safety belt, or he will try to put his hand somewhere where there is an electric bus bar. You have to expect that and take action to stop this. This is the leadership which is needed for every such factory which is prone to. So safety is not possible automatically, accidentally, or automatically. It's not possible. You have to work hard for it. Just like anything else, you have to work hard for it, for the safety and for your occupational health. And that's why they say that a gram of prevention is worth a kilo of cure. You can take a day off, but you cannot let safety to go for a few hours off. So the mantra should be check yourself before you wreck yourself, so that you cannot go home in the evening. So not just a walk, not just the walk the talk, but also run the talk. And now I'm giving you a suggestion, almost a revolutionary suggestion. Some people have already implemented it. The C-suite people, CEO, CFO, CHRO, all these people, they get a good salary, which they should, no doubt. And also they get an incentive. Apart from the salary, there is a yearly incentive. I have done it, and I have seen other people doing it. That CEO, CFO, although CFO, poor chap, he doesn't know anything about this. But all the C-suite employees' incentives are connected with the accident and the near misses. If there is accident, their incentive will be cut down. The near misses is one thing. You read in the paper that in Calcutta airport, how many near misses have been there, which could have resulted in disaster. So similarly, there could be in effect a top-floor near misses. The accident did not occur, but was almost there, almost going to happen, but it didn't happen. Last minute it was. So count these near misses. There must be a proper reporting system and accidents. And then you give the incentive right from CEO downwards. Their incentive will have this type of thing must have a bearing on the incentive. It's quite an unpleasant thing to suggest, I know, but we have got, most of my life I spent in a company called ABB, Asia Brown Boveri, and I was a country manager one time, and then I have done this in 2-3 factories. Suddenly, normally there was no accident. Suddenly in one factory, something happened. There were consecutive 2 accidents, only 2 accidents in 5 years. But even then, we thought we will do it then. From there, we called my salary and my incentive, your incentive, his incentive. All 3 people incentive will be effective if there is an accident. So this is one thing, probably can do something to bring down this. So my request and suggestion is no repair. Don't create a situation where that can be repaired, but only prepare and prevent. A small spill of oil on the floor, it can result in a slip and ultimately result in a hospital trip. Very easy to remove that it doesn't happen, but we should always not do that. Carter Barden, who was a specialist in this, has said that you can never be too rich, too thin. Look at the models, and you cannot have read too many books. Whatever you do, you cannot do that. If I am more rich, I want more rich. A model, if he is thin, he wants to become, he or she wants to become thinner, even that. And of course, if you have read 100 books, that's not enough. 1,000 books, even that is not enough. There are no more books to read. Exactly like that. You cannot have too much of safety. You cannot have too much of occupational health, whatever you might. So remember, here comes the leadership of the governance. If your governance is right, you will do. Right. So remember that anyone who wants to lead an orchestra has to be ready to turn his back to the audience. And that is the leadership. Thank you very much for your patience.
Thank you, sir. Always a pleasure listening to you. Lots of learnings. I would, as we move on, may I request Professor Manoj Kumar Shanal, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Kalyani University, to deliver his address as the guest of honor, of course, virtually.
Good morning, everyone. Dr. Krishna Nirmallo Sen, Chairman, Indian Chamber of Commerce, Occupational Health and Safety Expert Committee. Mr. Ashok Mukherjee, Dr. R.K. Ranghavan, Director General, Ministry of Labour, Government of India. Dr. Rajdeep Singh, Director General, ICC. Shoma Mukherjee, Joint Director, ICC. Distinguished guests, speakers, participants, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to join in the inaugural session of 4th ICC Occupational Health and Safety Conference and Awards organized by ICC. I must congratulate the organizing committee for organizing this very important conference. Occupational health and safety is a discipline with a broad scope involving many specialized fields. The main objective is to promote and maintain of the highest degree of physical, mental, social well-being of employees in all occupations, and also to protect and prevent employees from risk resulting from factors adverse to health. I must thank OHS experts for their dedicated leadership. I do hope this conference will bring an atmosphere for sharing ideas and expertise among the participants in this area for creating healthy work environment. Pollani University also proud to participate in this very important conference. We are also in the process of signing MOU to ICC for enhancing the process of collaborative work in the area of education, technology, consultancy for improving health and many factors in environmental work. I am confident that together we will contribute to improve workplace safety and healthy. I must congratulate the organization who will be awarded shortly to receive OHS awards for their successful contribution in promoting and implementing of OHS in workplace. I wish this conference a grand success. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. We also await all further approvals before we go ahead to sign the MOU with Kalyan University. It will be an honor to do so. Now like to move on to the most important and awaited ceremony, which is the awards distribution ceremony. So we'll just do a little bit of reorganization of the yeah. So I would request Dr. Sen, please come forward for giving away the awards. This year we had more than 50 companies who applied for the prestigious ICC Occupational Health and Safety Awards. The jury did, after a lot of deliberations, have shortlisted the companies who have shown exemplary contribution to the field of occupational health and their workplace. Before we give away the awards, we would felicitate our jury members. We would request Dr. Sen, Professor Sahu, Mr. Bhaskar Chakraborty, Mr. Indranil Chakraborty, and please come forward because there are three more, Mr. Sujit Basu, Mr. Ashish Baron Odhikari, and Mr. Kanchan Ghosh. They are here. Dr. Sen, to please hand over memento to Professor Sahu. Mr. Bhaskar Chakraborty. Mr. Indranil Chakraborty. Thank you very much. Take the seats. This year, we would also like to appreciate the exemplary contribution of OHS professionals in the individual category. One of the nominations out of the jury deliberated and have decided to bestow the honor upon Mr. Santosh Jagtap, Zonal Head East and West of Safety for Godrej Properties Limited. Big round of applause for Mr. Santosh Jagtap. Mr. Jagtap is heading the safety function of Godrej Properties Limited in Pune region. He has been associated for the last 8 years and delivered tremendous results. He has a rich experience of 22 plus years in the field of safety. We now move on to the awards distribution ceremony. We will begin with the steel and mine sector and also with the gold awards. The gold awards this year in the steel and mine sector go to Sham Steel Manufacturing Limited. The platinum runner-up in the gold in the steel and mine sector is JSW Steel Limited, Salem Works. For being the platinum runner-up. Winner, once again from JSW Steel, Dolby Works this time. May I request the JSW Steel, Dolby Works, platinum winner. Real estate sector, the silver award go to Manjari Housing Projects Limited and Godrej North Star Projects LLP, Royal Woods Projects. I would request once again Mr. Santosh Jagtap to come forward to receive the awards. Enterprise category, real estate sector, we will give away the gold awards. May I request representatives from each company to please come forward to receive your award. AR Landcrafts LLP, Godrej Golf Link Projects. Farm Retreat Joint venture partner Ace Infracity Developers Private Limited. The next company is Godrej Magic Bricks Private Limited. Magic Bricks Private Limited.